Here, it's been a pretty busy day for all of us, I would assume. Everybody's getting ready for the new year here. Loki's coming over because he hears me talking to you guys. Uh, he's tired and grumpy today because I didn't take him out to play for as long as he wanted to. He only got to spend an hour and a half outside instead of like an hour, 2 to 3 hours. But what I'm gonna do for Loki next week is I'm getting a fence for him so he can just go in the backyard as much as he wants to, and then I'll leave the side door open, and so he can kind of just wander in and out as he pleases. So I'm hoping he's gonna enjoy that and spend as much time as he wants to outside. And hey, Jonathan, Happy New Year to you as well. Let me move some stuff over here on my side. There we go. So today we're going to talk a little bit more about Bitcoin, where she's headed. We're going to be looking at a few different indicators that we normally look for. We're going to be using the typical Fibonacci levels and some other stuff like some pitchforks that we haven't used in a while since they're actually starting to have a little bit more of an effect right now. And then on top of that, Loki really wants a treat. He's like hovering above both sides of the desk here. There you go. And hey, Darren, and hey, Medi. Hope you guys are both having a good day. Here, look. You might like this a little bit more. There you go. Usually when he gets a treat, he just walks away back into his kennel and snacks on it. Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit about stuff, some news going on about Twitter, and then some stuff about Sam Bankman-Fried. Let me actually pull up that Sam Bankman-Fried stuff right now if I can. Sam Bankman-Fried. There we go. Hop right over here to the stream. And hey, Dojo, I'm happy to see you back as well. There we go. So the big news coming out of Sam Bankman-Fried today is, if I can find it here. Wait for it. There's one right there. It's right there. And the other one, which I think was a little bit more important. This one right here. There you go. So there's a couple stories here I think we should talk about before we start hopping into all the technical analysis. I'm sorry I couldn't stream yesterday. Thursday morning or Thursday when I was going to stream. Wednesday night, my mom was going through like some weird cramps in her legs. Like imagine your right leg is cramping, but it cramps like every 30 seconds to a minute. And so I had to help her out and deal with that with some warm blankets and massages and things like that. So I literally did not get to bed until like 5:30 in the morning, and by then I just slept through all alarms until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But anyway, let's go over here to FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried allegedly cashes out $684,000 on-chain data shows. All right, so let me just read through this because I think it's actually important that we read it here. Oh, this is all the article? Okay, there was a little bit. There were other articles out there, I guess, but this will be fine. On-chain data showed that Sam Bankman-Fried, the founder of the now bankrupt FTX exchange, sent around 550 Ethereum worth $684,000 to a Seychelles base exchange, I can't pronounce that word, and Ren Protocol's Bitcoin bridge on Wednesday, suggesting that he had attempted to cash out of the funds. So he might be strapped for a little bit of a cash here, especially as parents had to put a little bit of money up to deal with some of these legal fees going on, right? So that's interesting. I don't remember. He said he was only worth $100,000. So if he's moving money around here, I think we can easily confirm that he's been lying about how much money he really has left. Now, the fast facts, according to Yahoo Finance, all the Ether tokens from Bankman-Fried's public address were sent to an address just created a few hours before the transaction. So let's go over here. Right, this is Sam Bankman-Fried's Ethereum address. And you can see there was some sent out here. It looks like 19 Ethereum. Let me see how many does that recall. Maybe it was more than that. I'm not entirely sure. Is this his address? Oh, this was all happening. So 50 Ether. Okay, 3 days in. He's just been moving small bits in here. I don't know if that's his address or not. Well, whatever. The newly created wallet received over 100 additional deposits from different addresses, including transfers totaling $367,000 from 32 addresses linked to Alameda Research. Bo Tideguana tweeted that in less than 4 hours, 570 Ethereum was sent to various destinations, including no KYC exchange based in whatever that word is, and according to Bitcoin Network via Ren Protocol. Huh. All right, so let's go over here. I want to see this tweet. There you go. Did disgraced crypto founder Sam Bankman-Fried just cash out $684,000 to a crypto exchange in the whatever while under the arrest? His release conditions are not that he spend more than $1,000 without permission from the court. Let's examine the evidence on chain. Looks like some tweets are unavailable. Let's see. He goes over it here. Anything else? So anything that I think is important. Interesting gap in what is otherwise steady cash outs through Binance balance sheet of once per day. Every day this is a different wallet. Huh. Oh, well, there you go. So that's some interesting news right there. And the other thing that we already heard about, but I guess they talked about a little bit more, just so you guys know, that you guys remember when a few months ago, or maybe a month ago now, time's been flying by here. We had talked about how the Bahamas had actually seized a large amount of the money from FTX. Well, now it says it seized 3.5 billion. So the Bahamian regulators actually hold over $3 billion worth of FTF assets. I am going to be interested to see where this goes, because are they going to give it back to FTX, or will they just transfer it over to the American government and say, hey, I don't think FTX really needs this money until all of the bankruptcy proceedings are good, and then they can dish it out as how they please. But I'm not entirely sure, since it's all fraud money. It's all fraud, right? I don't think people are going to want this money to be spent. I think that, like me, if I had money in FTX, I would want that money to be kept by a regulator, whether it be Washington, DC regulators, or Bahamian regulators. I don't really want this to go to FTX. As much as they've kind of changed and they have all this new leadership to kind of fix everything, I still wouldn't give them access to that money, because they're probably likely to spend it on something stupid to try to help themselves out, right? So I don't think I'd like that at all. But right now, 3.5 billion, that's quite a bit. And then I think of today, the last thing before we start talking about Bitcoin, I think it was announced that Sam Bankman-Fried intends, he hasn't done it yet, but he intends to plead not guilty to the crimes. So that means he's going to go to court. It's going to be a long process. And this means we may see Caroline and Mr. Wang what's the word I'm looking for here? Go to court with him. So that means they're going to, testify. We're going to see them testify against them. Sorry, guys. My brain totally farted. I've had not much sleep the last few days, so not a few weeks, jeez. But yeah, they're going to, looks like we might have a show trial here. I'm still praying that we have an open hearing so everybody can see what was going on here, and so the world can actually see, because I don't remember if the Madoff trial was public, they had cameras in there, but I think we're gotten to the point where something of this magnitude, we do need to have cameras in the courtroom. That way we can all kind of see with some transparency what's going on here. And you better believe every single day, if they have that, I'll be live streaming the entire thing day after day after day after day. And I'll probably even have some legal experts of my friends, some of which are legal experts, up in Seattle. Maybe they can tell me a little bit more about this. But crypto law or finance security law, it's hard to find those guys. And hey, Ken Eagle, hope you're happy to see you back, my man. Hey, Randy, happy to see you back as well. So guys, as far as Bitcoin's concerned here today, guys, I know everybody's getting ready for the weekend, so not many people are going to show up for the stream today. Let's go over to the daily right here. So Bitcoin, we know that we had that golden cross here. It didn't really amount to anything. I think we still have an opportunity going into January to actually hit the $18,000 level, but it seems like it's not going to happen for at least a couple weeks if we do make that reversal. So let me show you guys a couple things of what's happening today and why I'm kind of cautious, but here. So we got this traditional trend line right here. We've tried to break down below it numerous days, and today we are not necessarily breaking down yet, but we have opened up below it, okay? So in order for us to have any type of good day here or good next week, we really have to close above this level right here. The only thing that really stopped us today, honestly, was just this little buying zone right there. That magnet. That little support zone is the only thing that really popped us back up. And after that, we really didn't have any robust, strong showing. We're just coming back down here slowly. So be careful. We might even have a pretty bad day here. We break back down. We break back down below 16,500 or so. But let me set up this very fast. There you go. And then we start retesting this next level over here around 16,000, I would say, to 16,273. We're currently around 16,500 levels, but we might take that next step over the next few days as we ring in the new year. One of the things I've been looking at here, just trying to see if we can have any momentum, so to speak. I normally don't use pitchforks on the channel. I did a couple tutorials on them, but I just, usually those other technical analysis that kind of proves the same point I'm trying to make without having to do the work of setting one up. And so, like, maybe from a few months ago, we had this one rolling on, and you can see that we had some resistance levels there. We had some support there, resistance, right? Popped up there, so to speak, right? A little bit of support there. This is on the weekly chart, so maybe not as much, but so far, you can see that we had some resistance here. We broke out, had a little bit of a pop. Never made it up here, but we did make it up here before. And you guys will, just so you guys can see, we could have been using this ever since we found those lows over here in January. So, it's been a while. And you can see some resistance levels over there, some resistance levels over there. Sometimes, I mean, maybe if I open up another, maybe if I open this up, we might actually see something else. Maybe this. Yeah, right around there too. So if I put on the 0.5s, the 0.618s, you can see there's resistance there and resistance there. Now I don't really keep as many lines on there, but I check them mostly because I don't want to get everything too cluttered. But might as well add them back actually on here just while we're talking. And you guys can see right there. Let me just pop all of them on for you very fast. Now not all of these are going to be always as useful. You guys know that. And you can see right there from a few days ago, or a few weeks ago, excuse me, we did end up getting some resistance there. We are still gliding here. We have not broken down below this Fibonacci level, if you will. If we do and we close down below it, that might be a little bit more of a bad sign. Don't just try to trade off of the zones themselves, because, we are on the verge of a breakdown here. That means we could obviously come back down here towards the 16,000 level. But if for whatever reason we can hold here, and we just kind of glide for a little bit, there's still an opportunity where we come back up to 17,500, then eventually up here towards 18,000. My hope was that we would have just had a small little rebound here, then come back up, but of course the stock market has just been getting annihilated here after we got rejected off of the SPY and so forth, okay? However, that's basically what I'm watching right now. We all got the trend lines here, some of the other stuff, the moving average at the golden cross. I'm still watching it, but right now I just want to see if Bitcoin can get back up here. Or, maybe another buying opportunity is around here, 14,300, 14,000, 14,000 or so. I'll be watching that pretty closely. Maybe the next time we actually have a capitulation, we end up coming back down here to 12,000 or something like that. But I don't think we're going to have any really strong downward moves at the beginning of January. I think it's going to happen more towards the end when we have all those big mega companies having their earnings reports. And hey, Shannon, happy to see you back. And hey, Alex, good morning, good morning. Let's go over here very fast. But let me exit out this very fast after getting rid of the ones I don't want on here. There we go. Yeah. I never used this top one, this orange one here. Did that really do much for us over the past? A little bit there. No, that's the one. Okay. Well, yeah, we don't need pink either. Did it matter much here? If it did, I'll use it. Yeah, I did a little bit. Okay. Yeah, but I'm keeping a close eye on this today. I really hope we don't manage to break down below that, because if we do break down below it, that's where people get more pessimistic again. They're like, oh, yada, yada, yada. But, besides the bad news that we've had from FTX, Bitcoin's been kind of nice about just taking months and months and months of time to just hold a support level. I want to see if this time, again, we can hold one of those same type of support levels. Maybe into late January, January 23rd, when all the earnings come out, then maybe we decide to break back down. But I do think there's still another opportunity here for us to make a larger move. When we do have these much larger moves like this, right? The 200 starts to creep in a little bit more. The 200 starts to creep in a little bit more. The 200 might start to creep in. Yeah, even now, actually, but maybe more towards the end of middle to the end of January here. I'm just hoping that we have another setup to buy or sell by then. And for most people, they're just going to be looking to short this move if we do eventually close down below this today. We also do know that stuff like Ethereum had their death cross here after having like a 2-day golden cross, which is really sad. And it'll go over here very fast. Right? And Ethereum is still above the trend line here. Hopefully one of these two can kind of save the other, so Ethereum can bounce up, Bitcoin can bounce up, and we can kind of go on a merry way and try to retest some of those resistance levels from just a few days ago, okay? Now, only thing that's been really in pain is Dogecoin here. It finally did break that support. You're probably going to see a lot of people shorting this now. Whatever rally we had right here, whatever rally that was, it's pretty much over. We're probably going to come back down here to the 6 cent range again. We're about close to 7 cents now. We're probably going to take that dip unless some big news event stops us. I don't really see that big a news event happening, at least now, because we're about to have another death cross here. We're probably just going to be dragged back down to these nice support levels that we had back in October and back over here in June. So, unfortunately, it looks like that Dogecoin rally is over. All the big pump from Elon Musk buying, all the cool stuff that happened over here, even the little pump that happened over here, it looks like it's over for now. We'll be watching this to see if we can have any other big moves. But right now, it's back to dollar cost averaging, day swing trading if you want to swing this on the way back down to 6.5 to 6 cents, right? Be careful if you're expecting another big pop, though. I don't know how many times Elon's going to make a big splash, like buying Twitter, obviously, right? Something else, though, very fast. Let's go over to watch list. No, not watch list. YouTube. Now, how could I show this to you? So we did end up having that bounce, though, for those of you guys that were trying to trade some stocks and options. It was an okay bounce. It wasn't great, but it was fine. SPY also kind of just stayed in that same choppy range. It didn't actually break down in the first place, so that was fine. I had some charts I was going to show you guys Thursday morning, but I was so busy Wednesday night helping my mom out with her cramps and stuff that I don't know what I did with it. Okay, it was probably on my work one. Yeah, this is it. Okay, let me see if I can make this. Maybe I'll give you guys. let's go back over here to show. Yeah, there we go. There we go right here. There we go. All right, and we can see what Bitcoin's going to be doing today. Alrighty. Anything else making big moves today? I don't think so. Let me squint this back down here. There we are. Okay. It's right here. And hey, Fallen, happy to see you. It's right here. Oh, sorry guys. Oh, I wonder if it doesn't let me do my sound here. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. You're probably not going to hear me for a second, but sorry about that. Let's see. Test. Ah, that's interesting. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. It looks like when I switched over, it didn't transfer over the sound from my audio box right here. Basically, here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say very fast, just to reiterate that. I know you guys can hear me now because I can see all the stuff. So let's go over here. All right. So you guys know that I was trying to do a live stream, like a trading day with you guys on Thursday. Basically, what happened was my mom was having cramps in her right leg, and the cramps were happening like every 30 seconds. So she had like a low blood pressure, and I guess she didn't have much potassium because she's not allowed to have much potassium because of her health issues. So basically, just imagine your right leg cramping, but like every 30 seconds and painfully. So I was up like all night with my mom, helping her deal with that, with like some warm blankets, making her drink some water, getting her. She has like special potassium powder that she's supposed to drink. Getting her some of that, and like helping her to relax, because it's very hard to relax when you know you're about to tense up for like in 30 seconds or so, right? And today she's doing much better. And yesterday, Thursday, she was doing better as well. She's getting better every day now. I think today she felt good enough to go to physical therapy. But my main point here, sorry to go away from that, but what I was trying to do and what I'll do starting next week here, I think on Monday, sometime during the middle of the day, I'm hoping Monday or Tuesday, depends on which days the market are actually open. I want to do some like fun little day trading with you guys, a little bit me trading, you know, and you guys just kind of listening to what I say, and some like a lot of you guys, I feel like from what I've been hearing from you guys on Discord and just private messages, you guys are very nervous about taking and like doing a trade. So maybe you know, while you guys are, you know, you're too hesitant to make the trade yourself, we can practice and do the trade here while paper trading on TradingView. That way you guys can see how it would have played out, what you guys might have did wrong, maybe what some type of technicals you were missing, you know, and maybe just how to get out of a position, how to, like, from beginning to end, how we're looking at a position. So I was planning on doing some day trading with you guys as far as Apple was concerned again, you know, Thursday. So we had some, this is the chart we had from Wednesday, right? A nice little downward channel waiting for the breakout here, and then we can start moving back up. Here's Apple on the 5 minute, just so I could be a little bit more precise as far as where I wanted to buy, to make sure we're seeing like, hey, are we actually broken out or not? You know, what's going to happen here? That type of stuff, okay? And you can see, even when we started off bad today, we only bounced off of this, and by the end of the day, we were just fine, right? And we managed to hold support, never came back down to it, that type of stuff. And then we have NVIDIA over here, which was in a nice little uptrend over the past few days, right here. Thursday is what we would have traded today. I didn't make any yesterday. We wouldn't have really made any trades off of this because nothing really crazy happened. But now that we have this ascending triangle right here, you know, maybe tomorrow NVIDIA has a really nice breakout. See, Monday NVIDIA has a really nice breakout. And so if we have that breakout, we could try to trade that back up here to this other level of support right up here to 148. Now, that'd be a move from about 146.85 to 148 88, so that'd only be a move of about, let's see if I can get this right, $2, 1.36%. But if you could scalp that properly, you'd be looking pretty good for yourself. Maybe a day trade, you don't have to just scalp it. But that's the type of stuff I want to talk to you guys about next week, and we might do some streams on this. I won't be able to do it every day, obviously, and I'm going to be doing this a lot more for members. So I think it'll be pretty fun and interesting. But you can even see the SPY over the past few days. You can see the SPY had a downward trend, a symmetrical triangle, if you would, where normally we actually break down of this. But we managed to break back out, had a false breakout, came back down, but still closed back up. So when you look at it from like maybe a daily chart, which really wouldn't make sense because this is only like a few days of action, we technically never closed back down below this, so the breakout is still on. But let's go to the daily chart just so you guys can see this very fast, because it's going to look really weird. Right? Looks like that. You could still see us gearing back up if it weren't for, again, the death cross about to happen. The last time we had a death cross, it wasn't too good, obviously. But, not sure yet. We might just be taking a little bit longer of an opportunity to consolidate before we come back and test some of those support levels from here to here and here to here. In my opinion, we should have broken down here, but you know what? We had just had a really bad day, a really bad week. Everybody kept talking about the Fed, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, so we're going to be doing that a little bit more next week and having some fun with it. Here's the NASDAQ as well, bouncing off of some support levels. Broke down Wednesday. We were going to see what happens on Thursday. Managed to hold again, and now it's just really, everything's trying to hold in this trading range. But that's the gist. Sorry, my volume thing ran out there. Let's go back over here to stream, and it should work out. But that's the wide monitor view. Now you guys can obviously see it's all over the place if I try to do it on this specific one. So let's drop that down. Let's get back over here. There you go. But I might make it a Monday thing or a Wednesday thing. Primarily days where I see us heading for large levels of resistances and large levels of support. In between those days, I'll probably just be doing my normal stuff. Today I've been working a lot on this my brain is off, sorry guys. I've got flustered from not being able to, the audio not working. What's it called? My brain is totally off this week. I need more sleep. My course that I'm building out for you guys. So today, if I can go over here very fast, go to Google Drive. I did a lot of tutorial stuff. So, I was writing down what a symmetrical triangle is. What an inverse head and shoulders is, what an inverse cup and handle is, what a inverse cup and handle is. Wait a second. Inverse cup and handle. Oh, this is just regular cup and handle. Okay. Falling wedge pattern, descending triangle pattern, head and shoulders pattern. So I've been doing all this stuff today, and then also just kind of working back out, because as I've been kind of building out this tutorial for you guys as far as this trading guide, it goes over everything I can think of, but let's see, stocks, options, crypto, candlestick patterns, chart patterns, Fibonacci retracements, Fibonacci extensions, channels, pitchforks, scanbox, scanfacts, trend regressions, yada yada yada. Well, I'm going to, in this tutorial, explain it all to you, right? Trading short, trading long, what are options, what are calls, pretty long, boring examples, but this is going to be a course, not necessarily an easy course. As easy as I can make it, right? Options, trading platforms, stuff like that, right? Based on what type of trading you want to do. Tools, setup, trading journal, options tools, technical analysis. Good TA is king, right? Then, I start breaking down everything here from trend lines, fib retracements, fib extensions, GAN fans, SMA, EMA, DEMA, TEMAs, trend line patterns, yada, yada, yada. Right now, I just got to this part, and basically the trouble that it's not even trouble that I'm having, but it's just kind of how the process is working out. So I'm going to do, I've done, little thing. I'm going to read this basically while I'm doing this tutorial. So I'm going to read it to you guys and then show you a custom picture. That custom picture may be display wide so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I already had it on my other screen. You guys might not be able to see this. Extra large icons. Yeah, there you go. Let's pop that up right there. You guys can see I've been building out custom diagrams so you guys could like learn a little bit better, and I'm going to apply these to flashcards at the end, because my end goal with this is for you guys that have been watching the channel for a long time and stuff like that. I think what I'm going to do for you guys is put this video up for a while. I don't know the best way to do it. I'm going to let all of you guys watch this video and learn as much as you can and enjoy like literally like the a lot of time that I'm going to be like all the hard work I've been putting into this thing. Especially because, you know, how to say this. For those of you guys that are with me during this bear market, and it's just been a very bad, nasty bear market, my viewers have gone down. Subscribers have been going up lately. That's awesome. But that's because of my other videos. But for those of you guys that want to learn how to trade full time, I'm going to give this out to you guys for free. For everybody else, I'm probably going to charge like $50 for it, to be honest. So the next bull run comes around, you know how many people can watch my stream. If I only got like 1,000 people to spend $50, that'd be a lot of money right there, right? And that's only if 1,000 people pay for it. Last year, I got close to... Let me double check this. Or actually not. How much was it? Oh, I'm on the wrong one. I have YouTube on my other monitor. Analytics. Custom. Let's go from 01, 01. Oh. 01, and that's 2021, yeah. And then go from over here to 12, 31, 2021 as well. Yeah, so last year, my channel got about 7 million views. 7 million. So if I can get a little piece of that, I think it'll actually help me fund my move over to Nicaragua and get like, literally everything set up. Because right now I'm trying to figure out how I want to get Loki over there, how I want to get all my stuff over there. And I'm like crunching all the numbers, and I'm like, wow, if I really wanted like a little over the top house, which is really what I'm aiming for, I got to start making more money and also make sure my sister has money for college and stuff like that. So all of you guys are kind of in this bear market with me. You get to have the course for free. And then eventually I'll take it down, and then I will find some paywall for it down the road. But basically, I'll email you. I don't know. I got to figure out how to do that, especially because like some of you guys don't watch the stream every day. You guys will still get it. I'm talking about the people that have just like stopped watching altogether. I want to reward the people that have been kind of sticking with me for the last like boring, not boring, but like, you know, chaotic year. Oh, wrong one. There we go, back to the screen. And hey, GT, happy to see you. Hey, Crypto IND, happy to see you back. And hey, Can, old school jams. I love old school jams. It always brings out the best of me, especially like the old Motown music. My favorite. Let's see. And hey, Jonathan. Oh, nothing like that. It's about her potassium levels and low blood stuff. She's always front of the blood clots. She takes special medication for blood clots, thank God. And there we go. Let's see. And hey, Mr. CR Rocker. Yeah, a little bit of that as well. Pickle juice. She doesn't like pickle juice, but I said the same thing. What do you call? Bar, meet Kevin's private jet to Nicaragua. What do you call? I was thinking about a private jet to Nicaragua. What I might end up doing, depending on if I'm allowed to do so, is like I want to get a private jet to Nicaragua. That's kind of expensive. Especially because you're leaving the country. Leaving the country means they're not going to be picking up somebody in the Nicaraguan airport and flying back, right? It's rare that happens. So what I'm thinking of doing is driving to California or driving to Texas with a family, like a family trip between me, my mom, my sister, and maybe my grandparents if I'm on good terms with them at the end of the day. And then from California or Texas, there are cruise ships that actually go down to Nicaragua. So, you know, if I open up this map here, get out of all this old work stuff, or not work stuff. Maps, Texas. You know, there are cruise ships that go from Houston area or Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco area. And, you know, they go through Panama Canal if they're from Texas, or just, you know, along the coast here if they're from California. And then they just go right down here, and they just go right over here to Managua. And right here, San Juan de Sur, is this is a place where the ship will dock off the coast, and they'll have one of those smaller boats transport people on the shore here for a few days. That's what I'm kind of looking for, and I might just use that as an example to move in. And then the only thing about it is, from doing some research and having some friends that live here, or just some acquaintances, I would say, they say I should go there like a month in advance of this whole trip, make sure all of my paperwork is 100% ready to go, and that way when I get over there, I'm not necessarily trespassing, or if I'm not overstaying a welcome type of thing, right? I'm here and I can chill out for as long as I want to, so I'm officially living there, if that makes sense. Which sounds like a pretty good idea. But so I'm still making sure all of that is set up pretty well. But that's kind of the plan right now, is to do a drive, then a cruise ship. I don't really want to fly Loki if I don't have to, unless it's on a private plane. Like, I want to be able to see him the entire time I'm flying. I don't want to like fly with him like in the cargo hold type areas, whatever they put the dogs. I don't want to do that. I'd feel too cruel to do that. Some people can do it. It's fine. I'm not like judging them. It's just like I would freak out way too much if I did that. But I think that'd be pretty fun, because once that happens, then all of a sudden I have the opportunity to get my house. I'd be paying for rent maybe like a month before I move in there, and then I'd be solid for as far as living conditions, making sure I have all the Wi-Fi I need. And all that good stuff. There we go. See, Nicaragua only issue is the sketchy government. If that leaves you alone, it's all good. It's a gamble. Every expat I've ever talked to there, no problems with the government whatsoever. The only problem I've ever heard people have when it comes to Nicaragua, as far as their government, is when you import stuff. So let's say I buy a box of something and I get it shipped from America, you may see theft at the workplaces there. So it's not necessarily the government, but it's like the government-owned postal office, whatever you want to call it. They might go through your stuff and somebody might steal something. So I'm not really going to be getting mail through there or mailing stuff like that. I'm just going to be going through ship, and that's another reason for me to go through ship or through private jet. I'm not going to be flying there, commercial airlines or anything like that. But private jets down to Nicaragua are not cheap. So like, I'm not spelling it right, but that's okay. Okay, Monarch Air Group, leaving from Seattle. This would be pushed out, I guess, a while. I'd probably leaving at the not this far out. Oh snap! I hate this. Okay, let's just say next November sometime. Yeah, there you go. It'd be 2 passengers. I say Loki's a passenger there, and we leave around 9 a.m. Let's just up it up to 12, 1 o'clock. No reason to wake up early for a private jet. Let's go to search. Going to let's see. I think it's Managua Airport. I don't know the call sign for this at all. EAAI? No. I can't even tell you that. Expedia knows. Managua. Oh, MGA. Okay. There you go. All right. So 111,000, 79,000. Those, I think the price is all inflated right now, especially because of all the stuff going on. But this is for next year. 53,000, right? So they're kind of expensive. I've seen ones as low as like 20,000, so that's kind of what I'm hoping for. But it's quite expensive because there's nobody being picked up again to take this, like, so they can make money on the way back. If there was somebody on the way back, they might cut it back and cut it by half, right? But I know there's other ones. Monarch is obviously one of the more expensive ones, though. Let's see over here. So MGA. Let's go from Seattle. There we go. Anywhere, it doesn't matter when. So here's for, there you go. 40,000, 25,000 euros, 31s, right? You do get some cheaper ones here. I mean, I don't really need anything crazy. I'm fine with the turboprop as long as it gets me there. But, you know, I gotta find a good price for that if I want to go down it. Or the cheaper path is literally just to go take a cruise. So I can go over here very fast. Cruise from, so cruises to San Juan del Sur. That's where I'm going to be living. Royal Caribbean does it. I'm not a fan of Royal Caribbean, but if it gets me there, it gets me there. Right? Look at that little beautiful area. That's going to be peak me living right there. Living my best life, as they say. Nope. Okay, so book now. Destinations. It'll be, oh, I don't know how to do this. So maybe Panama Canal area, South Pacific. Let's try Panama for now. San Juan de Sur. Okay, here's one. 15 nights Panama Canal cruise. This is from Texas to Los Angeles. So, right. This one right here. Let's see. So this one might be the one I'm looking for right here. Panama Canal cruise. I probably get an outside view, but no balcony because I'd be afraid of Loki doing something stupid. I'd actually have to pay extra probably to keep him in the room, like extra, like talk my way into it. But Texas cruising, Georgetown cruising. So we wouldn't get to San Juan del Sur until the 10th day, and the rest of the day that my room would just be vacant. But you know, if we go, it's like totally just, it doesn't like let you slide on the bottom of the page. So let's go over here very fast. Right there. So, you know, estimated room for 2 guests, $2,600. You know, to get Loki down there, nice little one-way slow journey, looking at the ocean. I'd totally be fine with that. I can pay for that out of pocket, no worries. $30,000. Oh wow, I might have to like budget for that. that right. But that's what I gotta pay attention to over the next few months as I try to plan all this stuff together. Let's move that right there. There you go. But yeah, so that's kind of the goal. I know there's other cruises that go down there too. This is like a Panama Canal cruise. I wish there was like just a search bar here, but they don't even have a search bar. Well, let me go over here very fast. Destinations, South Pacific. Wait, what does South Pacific mean? Oh, that's Australia. I'm not going to Australia. Yeah, I guess it's all Panama is what it's considered, yeah. So that's what I'd be hoping for there. It doesn't seem too expensive. It seems pretty cheap. The hard part is to get the Loki on there to be able to stay in my room. So that means I have to get him cleared as a emotional support dog or something like that, I'll go through the paperwork and stuff to get that done. But I don't think it'll be too crazy. But it's a beautiful place. I'm really excited to move here. I've like all but confirmed it with my family. Well, mom and stuff, she knows. But I'm like, yeah, it's a really beautiful place. I don't know if there's any views I can do from over here, but like, here's like their miniature version of what they have in Brazil. Jesus NT something, I can't read that. But overlook the water, nice little houses and stuff. I'd probably be living somewhere along this little line or that little line over there, or actually across the bay, like over there on that next little cove that they have. But I think I would enjoy it a lot. You can see some houses are more for workers. Some houses are really nice. Like that one's pretty nice, even though you can't see it. I like this area a lot. I need to go down there and check it out because I've never actually been to this place, which is why I'm traveling there next year. All I've ever been to is Managua. So all I've ever been to is right here. And I think I drove past this one time, but I think we were on our way down here to Costa Rica, yeah. The roads over here are really nice. I was really surprised with the road quality, and I was really happy with it. Because some areas don't have good roads, and some really do have good roads. So, like... okay, for a second it scared me because I saw this, and I was like, that is not the road I saw. But, you have good paved roads, and they're chill. And you got, the tourists over here. But never had any problems over here. They got wind turbines and stuff, yada, yada, yada. Although you can... I think there are little houses and stuff on this. Yeah, this little island over here. This looked kind of cool, but at the end of the day, I was like, I don't want to live on an island. I feel like that would just annoy me a lot to live on an island where I don't have to. I want to live over here, chill time, live on the cove, and there's another cove over here. They're building up houses over here right now. I'm hoping I can get one really cheap, or at least rent one, because I'm not entirely sure if I want to buy a house when I get there or rent, and then just like look for a house that really suits my needs and buy it, instead of buying the lot, getting everything done, and building it from the ground up. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. My mind is spiraling about that trip, but I'm so excited for it. It's just a process to get everything like set. See. And hey, Shannon, I missed it. Do you have a goal date? Do you have the tutorial completed available? Will you release a bit at a time or the content all at once? It'll be all at once. It'll be all at once. I thought about doing it bit by bit, but whenever I've posted videos like that bit by bit, nobody watches it because the way YouTube works is it works off of something called average view duration. So let me go over here really fast. So let me give you an example here. Here's one. So here's a tutorial video that I made for you guys about 300 days ago, okay? It only has 8,000 views, but people search for it. If you go to YouTube and you search for, let me see if I can find this very fast. GAN. Oh yeah, right there. GAN fan trading strategy. You'll see that my video shows up number 1. Another person's video shows up number 2. I think there's another. I think his video shows up number 3. Honestly, when somebody when you're on incognito mode, that way you can see like YouTube's not giving you what you want to see basically. And then this one right here is also number 4 or something like that. So I know how to rank in YouTube, but YouTube doesn't push out a tutorial. I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to learn how to do GAN fans or other type of technical analysis out there, but the algorithm doesn't push it out there because the way it works is, oh sorry, I went to go to engagement. You can see like this average view duration there, 5 minutes. You can see how it shows when people, my head's blocking the way. You can see where it shows that people stopped watching in the beginning, they just skipped forward, then they started watching the tutorial, then it kind of moved up a little bit, then over time it goes down and down and down. YouTube doesn't really push out those tutorials because they're not as interesting, right? Mr. Beast is such an amazing content creator because his line is like flat at like 100%. people just don't stop watching these videos once they start. People obviously with the tutorial, they're like, oh, is this what I really want to learn? I don't understand this. Maybe they don't actually know what candlesticks are yet. Maybe they don't know what Bitcoin is yet. Maybe they don't know how to, like, the basics of trading it. And so they look at it, like, oh, and that process hurts the video, right? And so basically, because I know my video, because I know the shorter videos don't get any traction on my channel, I'm gonna do this one video all in one, have it rendered out all at once. It's going to be 4 to 5 hours long. With maybe little break points in there, but you guys can determine your own breaks, when you guys want to take breaks. And then again, like I'm only like part way through it right now, but for example, here, you got your first part, you got your before we begin, you got your overviews, what you're going to be learning: stocks, options, crypto, all the patterns, Elliott waves, indicator strategies, trading platforms, charting platforms. Within all of those, there's going to be many videos explaining what each one of these is. So a trading platform, we'll be talking about a list of trading platforms there. Maybe just through here. Scanner settings, order flow, option order flow. I have to teach you guys what order flow is. I have to teach you guys what option order flow is, right? Order flow is different than option order flow. Algorithms, if you guys want to use an AI bot service, I will teach you about those. Bots, right? Copy trading, IPOs, what's an IPO, yada, yada, yada. Leverage trading, exchange offers, dividends and staking. Goals, the goal is to make you like one of the few percent that actually succeed in the markets. What are stocks? Continue two common ways to trade: trading long versus trading short. Trading long, trading long examples right here. Trading short with a trading short example right here using different techniques. What are options and what are calls? What are puts? A put option gives the holder the right to sell the underlying asset at a strike price on or before the expiration date. For example, it goes on and on and on, right? And like this all takes time. And then, of course, I do a little, maybe a mini tutorial on TD Ameritrade. Not even a tutorial, just kind of explaining what TD Ameritrade is, and why you might like this versus a Fidelity or something like that, maybe better than a Schwab. Cryptocurrency platforms: BingX, Binance, BitGet, Femex, right? Robinhood, Webull, Kraken, Gemini, Coinbase. Tools, a Finviz tool. Maybe I already have a tutorial on Finviz, so I might just imply that in there. I probably won't. I'll just probably start from scratch to make it easier, since I know this is going to be used for a course. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be selling this course. You guys all get it for free, don't worry. But everybody else, like, my sympathy for traders is slowly running out as I realize that not even sympathy for them. It's like only a certain amount of traders really do take this seriously. And I think for you guys that take it seriously, I'm going to help you out to the best of my ability and give you guys this course for free. Everybody else, $50. I'm hoping to sell 1,000 courses at least next year, which I think I can actually sell more than that, honestly. And then from there, this is the rest of the template keeps on going on, right? So this isn't actually any of my stuff. This is all the stuff that came with the template. But basically, after the trend line, I will do a quick tutorial on every single pattern there. And I'll read off the definition, or a definition that I've came up with, like, I don't know. Oh, geez, old CAG stuff. Oh, there it is. I would have a diagram that I've made by hand, and I would just read off a symmetrical triangle pattern. It's a technical analysis chart pattern that is formed by two converging trend lines. It's called a symmetrical triangle because of the two trend lines form a symmetrical triangle-like shape on the chart. The pattern is formed, right? So that type of stuff. So that's kind of the whole goal here. Oh, geez, now I have a whole bunch of tabs open. Exit, 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 exit. All right, I think we'll be fine there. But yeah, so the whole goal there is to make it one very large tutorial. That way you guys understand. And, I'm trying to make it as an improvement to every other tutorial I've seen. Because even the tutorials that have given, that have tons of views on YouTube, I guarantee only I hardly believe like even less than 1% of those people that watch that video ever become full-time traders, because they don't teach you the subtleties of trading. Trading isn't just about, I mean, like at the root, it's buy low, sell high, or sell high, buy low, right? There are tons of times where the market tries to fake you out, and that's where most of the people fail during those small moves. So if I were to show you guys this, image, add source, add new source, add source, browse. Let's go to YouTube files. Let's go to patterns. And let's go to double top. It's an easy one to show you guys. Okay. You see this double top pattern right here? You're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Well, on the 4, you see how it breaks down, but you see right afterwards it comes back up to retest the 4 and the 2 level, that level of support. A lot of people freak out and like they panic and sell out right there because like, oh my god, I just lost the money. It was looking okay. It was green, then it turned to red, and oh my gosh, my puts are going down, right? Or it may even go back above 4 and 2 just for a couple seconds, and then it comes back down and it finishes off the pattern. And then you go back to your next level of support, your Fibonacci levels, yada yada yada. The market is full of times like that where it just fakes you out. And if you let it fake you out, that's where most people see their losses actually incurred during those moments, because they're like, oh my gosh, things are working out, and all of a sudden they're not. And that can be on a daily chart where you think, uh-oh, it's not going to work out. So a classic one that I think a lot of you guys remember from last year, because we talk about it all the time, I guess, was the Apple breakout of 2021. So let's go daily here. Right here. The basic little symmetrical triangle. Nice little breakout that we had here. But you see how we had this pump? You might have bought, but then you had 3 days of nothing happening. Your options were getting less, were becoming worth less money because of theta, the time decay that occurs when you hold options for a while. Especially because we were having 137, 138, 140 options prices. It wasn't moving anywhere close to those levels for those 3 days after you bought. People might have said, hey, oh, I'm scared. I'm gonna get out of it. Most people get out right there. Most new traders get out right there. More experienced ones will give it more time to see what happens, especially as they're hoping for some type of breakout. So you can see over here, Apple, it broke out on the 22nd of June. Let me see if there's anything going on here with the SPY at the time, or the NASDAQ. 21st of June. Of June, so somewhere over here. Okay. So just like that, this also had a breakout here, but it was acting a little bit more choppy. That might have faked people out, but then again, after the breakout occurred, it gave it a few days, and it actually did start to rally here. The day that Apple broke out, actually. So Apple broke out a few days after the NASDAQ broke out. Interesting. But what would you be looking for here? I guess from this standpoint, something like that. I know it looks kind of ugly, but look it never broke down. That's what Apple was waiting for, to see if the NASDAQ was going to break back down and create some type of top up here and another top, so another larger double top. That's what was going on in the minds of a lot of traders out there. So that's why Apple was hesitant for a few days. We had a double top up here. Top, neckline, broke down, came back down, popped up, then it came back down. You see it happen so much, but people get freaked out at those exact moments, and they panic and they sell. The whole point of the tutorial I'm trying to show you guys is I will talk about the basics of everything, all the basics, right? But then I'll talk about those moments and how they look on a chart like this, how even though we are technically down below, we never actually broke down through this entire thing. Didn't break down there, nope. And when we finally did, that's when we came down a little bit, only back down to a short level of support. Then we just kept on ripping. So that I'm trying to work in all those small little details to help you guys learn how to trade. But that type of stuff, it just takes so long. long. And, you know, my ADHD is just killing me with this project. So, like, honestly, I have a meeting tomorrow. No, I have a meeting Monday with a clinical psychiatrist lady to go over my ADHD and to see if there's another medication besides Adderall that would help me focus without getting me too ramped up. Like, when I have had Adderall in the past, like, I could work on a project, but I would work on it too fast, too many mistakes, too clustered. Whereas if I work on it with ADHD, it takes like a year, but everything's really nice, well done, right? Because I'm like working on it a little bit, then I get distracted, but I'm still working at a decent pace and the work is getting done, but I get distracted so easily. And I watch an anime, I watch some Netflix, I will play video games, I will talk to a friend, I'll look up how to move to Nicaragua, stuff like that. But you know, all those little things are the things I'm trying to get you ready for, and that's why I'm so in the tutorial I'm going to be pushing the trading journal very, very hard, and then paper trading extremely hard. If you guys like go with the plan that I'm going to be talking about, you guys have been watching and learning for a while, so you guys are fine with putting your own money there. But for the average person that just hops in out of nowhere, I probably wouldn't have them trading for at least 2 to 5 months. It'd be 2 to 5 months of paper trading, and then only then they pop in like $1,000, and that whole time they'd be doing budgeting. So in this tutorial, I teach them how to budget to actually have money to save money for investing. Like, it's supposed to be this massive comprehensive thing, and that's why I'm going to end up selling it down the road. You guys, again, all get it for free. But yeah, it's what I think I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to put it on YouTube or not, because I know it's going to be a freaking hassle to like upload all that. So what I might do is put it behind a paywall and give you guys a 100% promo code offer, if that makes sense. I think I can do that. One of my friends is building out a couple courses right now, and one of my friend's brothers, he has a business course that ranks in about $50,000 a month. One of my friends is trying to get a guitar course going. He's building it out, that he wants to just make $5,000 a month off of. I'd be happy with any amount of that money, right? And so that could really fund my whole Nicaragua adventure, also sister's college, also mom's medical bills, also Loki's wife soon to be, probably sometime in the next couple of years, and Loki's puppy is going to be coming out, that type of stuff. Without me having to put so much of my trading money in there, because right now all of my money really just goes to family stuff, not really much in my pocket. Yeah, it does, but you know, I don't spend as much as I used to. I haven't been going out as much because I've been really tired over the past like month or so. Yeah. Normally I like to spend like about $1,000 just on myself a month. I have not been doing that lately. Probably should. I like going out, having fun, going out downtown, just chilling. It's winter also. I tend to not spend that much besides Christmas gifts. Okay. But yeah, I kind of hope that explains it. It's a bunch of stuff I'm trying to pile in there. But yeah, it'll all come out at once. I got to figure out how I want to do that, because basically what I think I can do is no, that'd probably be the best way to do it. I mean, I'll figure it out down the road. I just want to make sure you guys have access to it if you guys want, right? That's the big thing here. So we don't really need this trend line anymore. We're kind of already broken down. Not on a daily, but you know, otherwise. There you go. We just broke down to this small trend line right there. Or was that something right there? Yeah, rejected. Come back down. Okay. Okay. He has to be a cervix dog to cruise on Royal. Oh, that would suck. I could figure it out. It's not too much. I mean, as long like I am willing to pay like $5,000 to get Loki down there. That's not really the problem. And I know people who have planes that could take me down there, but I just don't know if I want to call in that favor, so to speak. I might end up calling in the favor if I really need to. Let's see. And hey, Randy, I got a friend that has the connections in the Nicaragua area looking at. It's a very nice area. I like it a lot. Let's see. Hey, Monica, I'll look at it. Let me see if I can find my... Oh, I'll look at it after the stream. Yeah, I'll look for it, though. I've been getting hammered from all types of murals lately. But you remember, I got you. And plus, you've been here for such a long time. Mike, the market is going back to value and dividends. Basic needs are the play for 2025. I am nibbling into other sectors. I just got my Kraft Heinz dividend right now. It's like getting a free check. Well, it's a great company, though. Like, they have found a way to maneuver this. They've increased margins, or they've kind of made it so they're not losing margins and stuff like that, but passing on the costs, and people still want to have the good catch-ups and stuff. It's a very, very good company to own, and the dividends, yes, are good. I'm a big proponent for dividend plays, especially this bear market. As long as they're making money and pay dividends, they're usually a pretty good bet. Just be careful with tech, because tech may come down a bit more. I'm still waiting for Apple to capitulate over sometime next year. See. And hey, Michael, look at the Solana hourly chart. Sure, hold on a second here. It looks like a nasty move. Let's see. We just had a breakdown here. 30-minute. Got a little bit of a double top turning up right here. Back up to the hourly chart though. This thing here. You also got a Fibonacci level there. Okay, that's fine. Okay. And you got one down here a little bit lower, matching up with that. Okay. So it looks like a nice little breakdown here. You might be turning into a double top as well. So if it does break down below this 970 range, you might be able to get it back down here to 950 to 940. This might be worth a little bit of a scalp if you ask me. But then, I wouldn't be so sure it just comes back down and capitulates below $9. I think it might actually have a little more room in here to have something more of a higher low. So, a higher low, like a low, higher low, maybe something like this, and it keeps on trying to pop up a little bit more. And maybe from there, it can run back up here to this level of support around $10 or so. It doesn't look too far off from that. This is $10.78. So, if you were to buy at this dip that comes here, that might be somewhere around 10%. But if you buy down here at this next pivot point, that could be somewhere around 14% profit. It looks okay to me right now, besides the fact that, it just broke down. It might have a little bit of a double top here. But on the flip side, if it doesn't end up holding the support level here, or if you do want to take a short right now after the breakdown and offer the rejection and maybe the possible double top, you could try to either open up a short now, or you can open up a short when the neckline is broken here for the double top, and play it back down here to probably somewhere between 940 and 955. So that, quick little in and out scalps. That might be somewhere below 1% to 3.5%. I'd probably try to play it down here to 3.5%. But I'd be kind of cautious as it approaches the support level down here. I like to be it'd be like a range from 925 to 330 at 938. That range is what I'd be looking for right there as far as a scale out. Probably, since I'm a little bit more greedy right now, I'd probably say 928 and see if it has some type of high or low pivot point in it and try to do a reversal. Otherwise, 948, yeah, matches back up there. I know. 960, 950. Down here, though, a little bit different. 930 doesn't match up with that support we just saw a while ago. No, that wouldn't matter too much. Yeah, that's how I'd play it right now. I'm looking at some of the fib levels and it looks fine, but or breakout, gosh, slam, yeah. Yeah. On the other hand, if I can break out above this level right here, this blue, I might actually try to hope that can pop up a little bit higher. Now, I do think there's another level of resistance there, maybe. Yeah, right there, the purple. You might try to play it up to $10, and that kind of matches what we were just talking over here, 1074 to 1037, a kind of a range, a sell there, a range scale out, if you will. I'd be willing to trade that. Short term bearish, medium term with a good possibility of actually bouncing off of the 937 level or so. 937 to 926 level, that 10-cent range is a pivot point, and then trying to bounce it back up towards $10.50 or so is how I try to play it. If for whatever reason it decides to keep on breaking down here and it breaks back down to $9, I'd still be okay with buying some up there, but short term, I really think the big move is going to be happening around the 950 or 935, excuse me, that kind of lower level there, matching up here to 928 because there's not really much support there besides that. Go back over to the daily. Daily looks like it's come down so much it has to have a reversal today. Weekly. My gosh, yeah. This would be a day trade for me personally. Just a day trade. There's too much uncertainty as far as everything else looking right now. But double top panning out on the hour chart. It looks more prevalent, I would say, on the 30-minute chart though, right? Top, or you could even call this a triple top if you want to, but it hasn't come down enough, right? It hasn't dipped and then come back up. Maybe if we manage to hold support here, it might even just become a rectangle play, which is normally a continuation, so maybe that actually means we're popping back up here. But I wouldn't say we're out of the woods yet if you want to go long for like another 24 hours, something like that. Again, short term, as we're talking about, it keeps on coming down, but down, maybe a bounce over here, and then we'll see. Otherwise, you're going to try to buy it right there and hope that the double top pattern doesn't occur, right? See, and hey, bye for no notice again. I know it basically less people have been watching the streams because there's not much has actually been happening with Bitcoin, and it kills a streamer because again, I'm not an entertaining type. But you guys are going to get a kick out of this. So I'm working on trading terms and stuff like this. So I have scripts right now that I've been working on for the past few weeks. And they're like, maybe a page long. So, a good 5-minute read or something like that. And, I bought myself a teleprompter, but I really suck at reading. I just tell you that right now. Not like reading, like I suck reading off of a teleprompter. And so I'm going to have this script in big old letters on my computer. But for these videos where I'm going to start doing some like, why should you buy in a bear market? For most of you guys, you probably understand why it's good to buy long-term assets in a bear market. But since I have trouble, reading off of a teleprompter that I spent a lot of money on, I am literally just going to wear sunglasses while I talk to you guys, and I'll be reading through the sunglasses so you guys can't see that I'm reading. Because I did a couple test videos with it this week with my glasses off and my contacts, or my glasses on and my contacts, and both times you can just see me reading like like this. Keep my head still like this. So I'm going to try to do it with sunglasses now, so you guys will know the cat's out of the bag for you guys. But for me. But for everybody else that kind of comes and watches the channel, they won't know that I'm reading. So, but yeah. So I've been pushing out a lot more content though, as far as other videos. I need to keep on doing that. I've kind of toned it down a little bit since it's the holidays, and I wanted to get a little bit more rest in there. But especially since I'm probably about to start taking ADHD medication next week. So I can get this tutorial done and all types of more videos done for you guys. I want to make sure my workflow is nice and set up so whenever I like get on the pills, I'm ready to go. Not too much work, not too little work. Just kind of get a nice balance in my life right now. Let's see. And hey, Cohen, what would be? I always mess up. I don't read everything on time. But what would be sick? And hey, do replay trading? Replay trading would be kind of fun to do every now and again. It'd be kind of almost a test. I thought about actually doing a test video of like how it would work out and when you would scale it and stuff like that. Sometimes it would work out, sometimes it wouldn't, you know. But just to teach you guys that sometimes you don't win every single trade. Hey Larry, I bought Apple 126 yesterday, but I think 100 to 114 is going to happen if really bad 75. Yeah. Oh yes. For Apple, that's totally a possibility. People keep on making fun of me of my friend trading groups on Twitter and stuff like that. I know a lot of other traders, that influencers, if you will. But they made fun of me when I told them that Tesla could crash. So we go over here to Apple. Let's go over to Tesla first. Weekly charts are my life right now. Weekly charts are my life. See, as far as Tesla could just have an amazing booming next week. And that's what I'm hoping for here. Everything else a little bit different, right? But what are we talking about? We have these zones right here. This just macro, just not even worrying about the fundamentals, the news. We just naturally for stocks have these really big zones, okay? When we break down below these zones, really nasty stuff happens. It may take a few days, it may take a week or so, but it really bad stuff happens here, okay? Now we've hit another zone right down here. And guess what? We're stopping there again. We may eventually come back down to 80 bucks, come back down here, right? Or 95 bucks or something. Or, maybe something over here to down to 65, 70 for Tesla. Who knows? But at this point, it was totally overbought. Wait, again, we always look at it ran up so much. But for Apple, again, there you go. Apple's running into one right now. It's going to try to bounce, matching up with some support right here. But pretty soon, look at that, right down there, this is about 116. If we end up breaking down below that 116 level, we end up going to 108 to 100. After that, it comes back down here to that level you were talking about, 90. We could obviously just start breaking down there. And I think, personally, this is my tinfoil hat on as far as maybe the economy gets really, really rough. I think we might even go to the lows over here from 2020. Or some of the highs we had in 2020. So actually around the 80s. And then after that, we have a nice little rebound. So like if we add some stuff on here, right there, we can see Apple go back down to 80 bucks or so. Now, there's a few different ways you could play this. I mean, if you could always adjust this to every pivot point, maybe it stops there, maybe it stops there, or something like that. But personally, if you add the COVID lows, this is what it was. COVID lows over here to 2018 lows over there. I think that range between those two is what I would expect. It's like $80 to $85. Now, that's if me being aggressive. Like, hey, I could really see this going down that low, but I just have no idea how bad the economy is going to get. But personally, just the way I feel about how bad everything is going to get, how bad I think things are going to get. Again, just me. Experts don't even think it'll get down there. I think the experts all assume it's going to go down to something like $100, maybe $110. I don't think experts are calling for anything under $100 for Apple right now. But I think it can really get down that low, which would cause some chaos here, of course. But it's not like Apple's the only one though. There's a lot of other stuff where that could happen. I mean, we got Nvidia already had its big capitulation here, but MU already had its big capitulation there. It's already been coming down quite a bit. Anything else that we look at here? Microsoft may be another one. So Microsoft's dealing with, I guess, this support level right now. Oh, I already circled it, yeah. But it might come back down as, actually, Microsoft didn't really have as big a boom, but yeah, I could see it coming up here to 190s or something like that. So from there, that means it would have to fall back down another 20%. It's totally realistic to expect Microsoft could drop 20%, right? Apple, 36%? Maybe. I think it could. Down here to another 30%? I think it's possible. Like, when you consider how far we came down this year from the highs, right? Look at something like Apple. It came down like 30%. You know, I'm not saying we're gonna just like stay down there, but I think we just like what we had with the financial crises and stuff like that. 2013. What are we at here? 2008, yeah. You know, this little right here in 2007, it fell down 43%. You know, Apple's always had a tendency. This is 56, 60%. Apple's always had this tendency of being overbought, and it sells off really, really fast. Then people buy back into it, and so forth, right? But stocks can fall down a lot more than I think the news organizations are telling everybody. Honestly, I think Tesla was just the first domino to fall, and it was because Elon Musk has been making a name for himself, and people have been talking badly about him like every single day on CNBC. You know, the news built up a narrative that if Twitter is chaotic, this must mean that Tesla is a really bad company. That, oh my gosh, Tesla shareholders must be furious with Elon Musk. It's time for him to step down as a CEO. It's a whole narrative being built up over the past few months, right? Like the last few quarters, actually. Jesus. Ever since COVID really started around, I think he was like, he was anti-mandate, or like so he could open up his factories and stuff like that. I think that's when people started or the media started turning against him a little bit there. Anything else here that maybe is just overbought too? Google's already been coming down. They're more susceptible to come down because they run on advertising dollars, especially off of YouTube. But again, you know, they had a support level there. They kind of bounced into it for a little bit. Actually, this one might have actually been more of that one. Now we're over here with this one. After we break down from that, there's like really just a zone here. I could actually just call that a zone. What happens if we break down below this zone? We start coming back down here to, oh gosh, I cannot draw in a straight line to save my life. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for something very basic. Just there it is. Okay. Well, Google could come back down to 60 something dollars, right? So it can come back down here, another 20% to 67. I mean, is it so hard to believe that during a recession, when people actually run out of money, inflation is still high, it's still high. It's going to be like over 4%, 5%, even going on into the next few months, right? That assets could fall another 20% based off of everything we've seen over the past few months. I think it could easily happen again. And then it comes into question, like what happens, this is the big question mark. What happens if we break down below the 2020 levels for all these different plays out here? How bad would that end up being? That's where we get into the doomsday scenario type stuff, even for Apple. But, you know, man, we were testing out these supports right here. It might be a little bit more of a bumpy ride since we do have some strong support levels here. But if we start breaking down below, 100, break down below 80, that's where things get really, really nasty, really, really fast. And you can kind of like get rid of all those little circles. Come back over here. Hide that. You know, whenever we see these moves, we normally come down pretty fast, then start bouncing back up. This is more of a prolonged, just like nastiness. We need to capitulate eventually, and it seems like that capitulation may not happen until February for Apple. So, next month maybe coming back into contact with the 50-month moving average here, right? We've only broken down below that a couple times. We might come into contact, then February might be the month that we actually break down below it. But until then, it's going to be kind of messy. Be really messy. But, just look at the past few years. Easily come back down to 80, in my opinion. But we're going to have some pit stops around here around $100. I almost think it's a certainty that we come back between $100 and $110. I think it's a certainty at this point. Then afterwards, strong possibility, but people may think I'm kind of crazy. I think it is a strong possibility that we actually come back down to $80. Maybe I'm being too bearish and stuff, but I think that's actually a pretty big possibility. And at the worst of it, maybe around $50 to $59, $60. But to me personally, I'm not even ruling that out. I'm not ruling out coming back down to this range right here. I'm not ruling that out at all. I'm just hoping that it doesn't happen, because that means the economy got to such a bad point where so many people were in pain that Apple had to was doing layoffs, mass. The country was in a really bad state. Here, if we get to the top of this and bounce off it, okay, we had a recession. It wasn't terrible, but people were fine overall. We come back down. We start going down to this lower level here of the 60s and whatnot. The economy got really bad. So that's what I'm looking for. And of course, there's always so many different levels you could look at here. I mean, there's so many for Apple. But you get a little bit of support right here on $70. Depending on how far you want to go back, there's not really, here, that one's all the way back down here at 39. I don't think that's going to happen. But, if we just go over here to, there we go. That's over here at 2016 lows. That bounces up right there around 80. So maybe pivot point there. But right below is 60. So, 80 is something that I could actually expect. 60 is like, whoa, the economy really got worse than we thought here. We pull this up a little bit more to the 2019 lows. Then we got a little bit more pivot points, but still, we have one right here at 80. Then we have another one right here at 99. Maybe we go over here to 66. 66 instead of 60. That's still a big drop. That's over 50% drop from Apple for right now. So I'm watching it. I'm watching it patiently. But the way this is all working out, we need the economy to really turn around here. They've had some splits here, but it's rare that we've ever had these. This is 2001.com bubble where the 20 has crossed down below the 50-month moving average. We've never had this happen again since 2000. We could have it happen at the end of 2023 if we had a really bad time. And again, by the time that lagging indicator is crossed over, the damage has already been done. Again, right over here, the damage has already been done. Maybe a little bit more straggling over here, but the damage has already been done. So it wouldn't happen at the end of the year. The move would probably have happened Q2, Q3 type of thing, right? But going back over here to the weekly charts as well, we haven't even had the death crosses even come close yet between the 20 and the 50s, crossing over the 200s yet. Whereas if you come over to other players like a Netflix, they've already happened. Tesla, they're going to happen here. Amazon, they've already happened. Nvidia, going to happen. Facebook already happened a long time ago. I'm hoping what Tesla is going to do is something similar to what Facebook did, but that we don't know yet. Excuse me. Home Depot getting closer. Right, Intel is already back down to 2015 levels. I'm thinking Intel wants to pump up going in for the next few weeks, though. So if you guys are looking for a double bottom play, I would highly suggest you guys take a peek at Intel. Bank of America over here doing fine, but it's a bank. It kind of does different on interest rates. If you guys want a stock, though, that's been grinding. Boeing has been fine. That's not it. Oh, I see BOE. BOE? No. Oh, BF. That's right. They did a double bottom here too a while ago, so I'm hoping Intel kind of follows that. This is a weekly double bottom though. So, nice little move. Golden cross here. Boeing has a totally different story than any other stock out there right now, as you guys know from all the bad years. COVID. Then we had the disasters for them stuff over there. The crashes and whatnot. Excuse me, but yeah. Forgot what I was going to say about that. But yeah, I've been told by all of my friends in the trading world that I am pretty overly pessimistic for next year. But, I could totally see a scenario in which the economy, not the economy, but the stock market totally just tanks. I can definitely see that scenario. And I have limit orders placed right now in case they do. I do. Already. I have a limited order for $65 for Apple. Not 60, 65, because I'm afraid I'm going to be trying to catch a falling knife, and I just want to make sure I catch something. $60 Apple would be amazing for the long term. Absolutely amazing for the long term there. Hi, Mike. Looking at what happened at the Lucid stock, if I knew how to short, I would have made a killing. I might start doing some trading when Apple tanks. It would be worth. I mean, what I like to do. Lucid's a little bit different because it's like under $10 or something, under $10. But for Apple, I just prefer to buy puts. It's much simpler if you ask me. Less fees, just much easier. Yeah, You're paying like 65 cents for the contract. A TD Ameritrade you are at least. I do know, it showed up on one of my scanners the other day that Lucid actually had some insider buying. I think that actually happened a few days ago. I think it should have been reported today, though. I saw some dark pool money being transferred over for Lucid, I believe. I think it should be on Finviz by now. All right, here's no, it didn't show up here yet, but here's one. Public Investment Fund. December 22nd, they bought up about $914 million worth of Lucid. Right, so average cost of 1068. Now it's down to 683. Obviously, they're down quite a bit on their position, but you are seeing that people are still giving it a chance. They're still giving it some money, so that people are trying to back it up a little bit here. But again, 10% owner looks like. Oh, actually, I don't know. Common stock, code P, that's fine. Okay. Prince Turkin Ibn Abdul Aziz. Okay. See. Not what I'm looking for. So it's in Saudi Arabia. So some Saudi Arabian prince is investing in Lucid. They tend to make their money back. So. Oh, it's control and zoom. Oh God, this website is too much. No, that's an anime. Oh, okay. Huh. Probably doesn't say his real address then. Yeah. I don't know where it's at. But it's in Saudi Arabia. You know that guy's making a bunch of money, right? Go to Rida. Right? Nice little places and whatnot. GNC is all the way out there. Oh, look at that car. Oh, man, they got some class there. They act like every car over there is really nice, but most cars are nice. But they got the regular cars just like we do, right? They got their old Suburbans or whatever that is. But yeah, so, as far as Lucid is concerned, I'm still dollar cost averaging that, even though it's come down so much since I have started the dollar cost average on it. But yeah, it would have been fun to short that sucker down for sure. Shorting requires a little bit more on the fee side of things, which is why I don't like it too much. Watch out. I do think eventually it'll come back. Next year, it may be a little bit rough, but I'm hoping because the Saudis are getting invested in it, there'll be some money to be made. I'll get a return on my investment, because if I'm getting a return on my investment, that means the Saudis are getting a return on their investment, and I think they're going to be working hard for me as a shareholder to really try to get my money back out of that one. And hey, Secret Fish, happy to see you back, man. Hope you're doing very, very well. Let's see right here. Wait 1 second. Oh, the channel is crap, so boring. You guys know it's not supposed to be that entertaining. If I feel like the more entertaining a channel is, a lot of times you're not learning as much, but I'm not really an entertaining guy, so, well, you guys don't know that. And hey, Secret Fish, happy to see you back, my man. And do I think Solana can survive again after what happened at all-time high again? To me, Solana is not something I want to buy. I have a position in Solana. I am not buying any more of it right now. It is a very small position, that I've just started to add to over the past few weeks. Um, I think the crypto market, like the stock market, has a lot further to go down. Like we were just talking about with Tesla, I think that Apple is going to capitulate similar to what Tesla did, and I wouldn't be surprised if it came back down to $80. Now, when that happens, I think Solana will crash down even harder than it already has. But I am going to be buying some Solana during that time if I feel like, with all the bad stuff that's been happening over the past few months, it can survive. I'll have to make that determination down the road. But for now, I feel comfortable enough to own a small position of Solana. I am not adding to it. I'm not dollar cost averaging to it at all. I am only dollar cost averaging into certain plays that I really like. Most of them are large plays like the Bitcoin and Ethereum and stuff like that. And others are smaller, smaller market cap things like a STMX, a Dogecoin, Mars, and stuff that kind of pops up that's new. But for now, I would say just be careful with it. It has fallen down a lot. I still think there's an opportunity here for Bitcoin to pop up to $18,000 over the next week or so. Um, but it's gonna be a hard path to get there for sure. And hey, Brandon, yeah, it's been holding up fairly well, actually a lot, because the stock market's been holding up pretty well. If you go look at the Nasdaq and the SPY charts, they've just been kind of going sideways over the past few days. Let's take a look at the S&P. Oh, that's the daily chart. We've been holding steady for like a week here, just holding steady. After that initial 1, 2, 3, 4 bad days in a row, we've really just been going steady, hoping to do some type of reversal here. So, excuse me. Monday, I really think we have an opportunity here to have a little bit more of a pump up. Now, this may be what you call a pennant, so naturally we tend to break down below this. But, the stock market's been doing some really crazy stuff lately that's been a little bit more irrational than I would like. So I would say after that, boom, could definitely pop up a little bit higher. But until then, I'm riding this out, playing a little bit more, looking for a death cross here on the SPY, also for the Nasdaq here. Got a little more choppy here over the last few days, trying to hold this first level of support. I want to see if it can bounce back up a little bit more, back up here to like 11,200 or so. But yeah, we've been holding up fairly well here, which has been very, very nice. And Bitcoin, although it's had some really bad days in here, overall, the bad days have only come after a really big pump. So, we've really just been going sideways here when you think about it. Which is why, I have been streaming a little bit less than normal because there hasn't been really much to talk about here, which is why I'm doing all this extra stuff for the course and whatnot. And hey, Babyfish, Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to you, my man. Let's see. Check Link coin. Is something going on with Link right now? Link coin's in really bad shape. It's testing out the lows. That shouldn't be happening right now compared to where everything else is. Be careful. This could turn into an ADA here. So, do I have another link I can use though? Does that go back in time a little bit further? No. There we go. Okay. Holding up to that. Okay. If Link breaks down from this support level, you might see it come back down here to around $3.67. So be careful. This thing is hovering at support right now, and there's really not much support there. Maybe a little pit stop around $4.67, bounce around a little bit. But this could have a really bad next month here. So I would say be careful of this. There's not, let me just pull back here a little bit more, see if there's any other support levels. It's holding this level right now. Let me just make sure this is actually good spot. Magnet, lock onto it. Oh, shit. There we go. So, okay, it's held every single week. It's held. This week, it looks like it may be the first week it breaks down below this Fibonacci level. That next level of support actually kind of matches up with that zone we were just talking about down here, right there, actually. Yeah, it could definitely come down between 468 all the way down here till about maybe 310. Somewhere in the middle zone of 392, 370. That's probably your next stop here, so I'd be very careful with Chainlink. Could be a very good opportunity to short if you want, though. This thing is not looking as nice as you would expect. Let's go over here to the daily chart. Never broke down. Never broke down. Yeah. Did it break down today? It broke down 3 days ago, and it's still been coming down here. So, yeah. It might have a pump left in it for a day or two, but, you know, it's coming close to where the weekly candle is going to close down below the support level. This thing can start dive bombing pretty soon. The only other thing that's really been having an effect like this, like if it does decide to dive bomb, would be ADA. And ADA over the past few weeks has been like just sad to watch, you know. While everything else is trying to hold up on some support levels from over here, ADA is being sold off and sold off and sold off. I don't know why, but it's definitely being sold off. I think ADA might sell off until it reaches some type of support level around here. That's a horrible circle, but man, it was on. And that's around like 18 to 15 cents. That's going to be rough because it just broke down below this last support level it had right there. See how it held for a couple days? It keeps on falling. Chainlink may end up doing something like that fairly soon, so just be careful with it. Most coins are not going to have a good 2023 in the first half of the year. They may rebound and stuff towards Q3, maybe Q4 if we're lucky, depending on what the Fed does as far as pivoting or just stopping and stuff like that. But yeah, Chainlink can be in a really bad spot right now. Be careful with it. Just get out there. Right here. See, and hey, Brandon, Sam Bankman-Fried withdraws 600,000 today. Yeah, it was like 684,000. They said he took out. I don't know if this violates his bail agreement, or I think actually at the end of the day it said approved, so maybe it was approved. But he said he was only down to like $100,000, which I think we all kind of assumed was a lie. But now we have maybe have a little bit more proof about it. Here, hold on, Sam Bankman-Fried. That Yahoo article was pretty much trash. Wait, Sam Bankman-Fried has been tweeting? Okay, before we do that, before we do this, okay. Actually, let's just go over here. Okay, there. Let's just go to the news tab. 2 weeks. Wow, 2 weeks ago. Let's just go the last 24 hours. Last week? Oh, it's still doing the 600K in it. That's why. Okay. This one says 1.48 million. I guess we'll look at the Yahoo one. But yeah, they basically talked about it. It said he sent around 570 Ethereum worth 684,000 to this base exchange that has no KYC on Wednesday, suggesting that he attempted to cash out the funds. So yeah, spending over $1,000 may violate Sam Bankman-Fried's release conditions. I don't know if he actually spent the money or if he just transferred it. And then if he transferred it, did he sell it? You know, he needs money, I assume, right now because he keeps on saying how poor he is. But I think this will just help the FBI really narrow down how much money this guy really has. I think they're still trying to figure it out, or the Justice Department. Kind of makes me hope that because of this, he goes to jail for life, so he can never spend the Ethereum and stuff like that. He'll just do something else with it, I guess. Pay for commissary. There you go. See. Larry Summers, OCN will be the talk of the 10 within a year or a year and a half. $30 share price, $69 book. Value has been doing buybacks. The worse economy gets, the better. They do evictions are inevitable. Yeah, they are. They've already been talking about a lot of people that bought homes in 2022. Their homes are already worth less than what they bought for. So now they're paying for a home that's more expensive than what it's currently worth, right? Now, of course, you're holding a home for a very long term, so it shouldn't really phase most people out there. But, people could have gotten a better deal, maybe, but that's all about interest rates and stuff, so maybe they wouldn't actually have gotten a better deal. Let's go over here very fast. Is it a stock? Oh, maybe it was over here. Fenris? Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. It's been doing fine since May. They have a profit, no dividend. I wish I love dividends. Let's see. Short float. All buys. Yep. 28 bucks bought. It's currently at 30 bucks. Not bad. Nice little flag right now coming down. This could be at a level of support with buying at for a little pop back up to 34 or something like that. Maybe 33 and a half, 34. Weekly, monthly. See, back in 2012, whoa, they had a monster rally up here. I'm guessing they did a split here, didn't they? OCN. There we go. There we go. It's always the extra space. And you go to daily, I think. They do a split. There she is. Yeah, after they got to these lows, probably were forced to do a split. Split 1 to 15, yeah. Okay. I split way over here, 2 to 1. So they got too high. Oh, they screwed themselves over. Oh, okay, yeah. Not the company itself, just the way they did the shares. I think this would be something fun to play around with personally if you wanted to put some long-term investments in it. I don't know exactly what they do. It sounds like you do, but if they do make money off of people being what do you call it, evictions and stuff like that, there'll probably be a lot of evictions next year because a lot of the buildings that have tech workers, we've talked about this before. If a tech worker loses their job, they can only stay in a very expensive apartment for so long before they realize, like, wow, this is too expensive. I need to lower my style of living here. And let me see if I can Seattle apartment. Let's just go to the first one here. Tower 12. Your rent is starting off at $2,600. 2,600, 2,600, 2,600. A few months and you're already like $7,500 in the hole, and there's no income coming in. That drains your savings incredibly fast. And that's just a studio, right? That's 571 square feet. If you're a techie in Seattle and you have like a nice place, you're probably going to be paying $13,000 for your 700 square feet. That's $9,000 in a few months if you can't find another job. So, and as the jobs kind of change a little bit here and like people get laid off, well, all of a sudden the labor market shifts. So whereas you might have been forced to pay somebody $200,000 for the job, maybe you only have to pay them $150,000 for the same job down the road, right? That type of stuff is going to be happening. And then for I guess more middle class workers, there's an influx of immigrants coming in from the southern border right now. They're going to get their visas and their cards and stuff like that to do works and jobs and tax revenue for the government. If a blue collar worker loses their job from layoffs, lack of people buying furniture, whatever it may be, blue collar job, and then then everybody's in the pool of workers. and then all of a sudden they lower their pay from $15 an hour to $12 an hour. Those immigrants, I'm friends with a few immigrants. I was back in the day, back when I was younger. My mom knew a lot of them, because my mom was an electrician. They would take that $12 and be very happy with it, and they would still live in maybe not the best conditions, immigrants coming over, but they would have a steady job that paid them what they considered to be well. And meanwhile, the guy that used to have that $15 job, he would have to find another job that equaled $15 that may be harder, maybe worse, or maybe he would have to also settle for that $12, and he would be worse off as well. So there's going to be that dynamic going on, and it's going to be very stressful for some people, which is why next year we might have some unrest and some riots and some protests and stuff about the bad economic living conditions. It'll happen on and over again. Although this time it's going to be very hard to provide stimulus because stimulus leads to inflation. We don't want more inflation. So I don't exactly know how this is all going to end up, but it's not going to be pretty. Mulan made me some today, bought 19 cents a couple ago. Dude, nice. Last eviction crisis went to the 300s. Yeah, that was pre-split though. That was pre-split. So it was never there. They just had to split that for it. It's like with the companies that always go down, although this one doesn't always go down. The split makes the back end stuff look always a little bit larger. Like with Tesla, it keeps on going up too much, so they had to keep on doing splits to make it seem like, oh wow, Tesla's not like $1,000 stock. It's only a couple $100, so now everybody can afford it. That's how they're doing it. And again, we may see Tesla come back down to like $60 before all said and done. We may see Apple come back down to $60 before all said and done. Maybe $80 for Apple, but honestly, it could come back down to 60, which would be absolutely insane. But it really depends on if we have a massive capitulation moment or if the economy really isn't terrible next year. If the economy is not terrible next year, Apple could really come down to, the 80s or so, 80s, 90s, maybe 100s if we're lucky. If they have some really good news, some strong earnings coming out. But if they don't, that's where stuff gets a little bit more tricky here, especially as there's a tit for tat going on right now between China and America. America is kind of doing some side sweeps at China and other countries right now. If China decides to go after Apple, that can really cause some chaos for Apple if they decide to. I don't know if they decide to or not. Also, I guess there's maybe a little bit more scrutiny being put on those cobalt mines in Africa, and how pretty much like there's all the stuff for batteries and phones and stuff like that are being used from those cobalt mines. Some are, I guess, not all of it. But, it's a bad look for the industry, so to speak. So maybe that has some negative impacts on the market as well. Let's see. There we go. But okay, everybody, I think I'm going to end this stream right here. I'm a little bit tired for today, and I have been not getting much sleep at all. This weekend, expect a member stream sometime tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to be taking my mom to dialysis, and after that, I should be okay to go. Sunday, no stream. Monday, I'm going to try to go to that day trading thing with you guys. Now that my mom's feeling a lot better, I think I can take some time to do that with her without having to check up on her throughout the day. And then I'll keep working on that course for you guys. Sometime over the next couple weeks, I'm going to be starting like ADHD medication, so I can work a little bit more efficiently here as far as all this stuff I've been trying to do. But I may take a day off or two when I first start to make sure my mind isn't in overdrive, so to speak. I've already talked too fast, and if I get Adderall, I'll be talking a lot faster, or whatever pill they give me. So I'm gonna be trying to slow it down a little bit and make sure I can be very coherent after taking the pills and whatnot. So I'll see you guys all later tomorrow if you guys are members, and I'll see everybody else on Monday. Hope to see you guys there. We're going to be talking a lot about the market there and a lot more day trading stuff on Monday as well, because the stream will be a little bit more during our earlier moments of the day because the stock market will be open. Thanks, everybody, and have a great rest of your night.